every banking aspirant is well versed with the fund called RIDF, that is Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. However, there is a complementary fund or initiative of NABARD known as NIDA, that is NABARD Infrastructure Development Assistance, which is not quite well known. However, let's see the actual difference between RIDF and NIDA, which is a very hot topic in a NABARD interview. So let's first talk about RIDF, that is Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. The fund, which is created in 1995-96, it is also known as Development and Gap Filling Fund. The sources of a fund, which includes the PSL shortfalls of the commercial banks. So it has a restrictions of the sources of a fund, and it provides very low cost loans which is concessional in nature and low interest nature. So low cost loans to state government as well as state owned entities for completion of rural infrastructure projects. Here there are 39 different activities in which the RIDF funds can be allocated, and it prominently divides into a three sectors, that is agriculture and allied sector, rural connectivity and social sector. So RIDF has a very limited fund and which is used for the overall inclusive rural development, and it is also known as gap filling fund. However, the NIDA is a direct lending window of a NABARD. It provides a direct financing, but it provides financing to large commercially viable infrastructure across the very broad sectors like power, irrigation, warehousings, and it lends to state government, state owned entities as well as several other institutions such as special purpose vehicles which are formed for the completion of some special projects. So it finances either from its own fund or through market borrowing. That means the sources of a fund which is very restrictive in nature in case of RIDF, here in NIDA it has very broad sources, so it can fund from the market borrowing as well, and that's why the funding is through a market linked interest rate. Here RIDF, the projects are very small scale in nature. In NIDA, the large scale and commercially viable projects are selected. So in short, NIDA is a strategic financing tool which complementary in nature to the RIDF. So this is a crucial difference between the RIDF and the NIDA. In short, if we summarize the difference, then RIDF is a concessional PSL source and rural development focus fund, whereas NIDA is a market based, market link, large scale and commercially oriented infrastructure financing tool of NABARD. Thank you.